Yo,
Yo, Shaun.
how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good.
Awesome,
I
man.
like I like your setup.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, so I do online coaching. I have the Warrior's Body, which has been my brand for many years now. And Peak Pactum is something that I came up with. It's a new brand where we help like CEOs get in like their peak condition.
Love that. And you're recording this conversation, right?
Yeah, do you want me to put it
Okay.
off? It's
No, no,
automatic.
no, 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 no. I want recording. We want recording.
Okay,
I would love to have access to the recording once it's completed,
okay.
if you're cool with that.
No worries.
Awesome. Awesome. Cool. So saw your second documentary.
Did you like
Yeah,
it?
I loved it. I loved it. Loved the production. Um, Yeah, no, well, what I thought was interesting is like when it got to the roll credits, I was impressed with the small crew.
Yeah.
Like you guys didn't have a lot of people on it, but it really you put it together very well. And the shots, like the way that you guys were able to get backstage of the show, filming the judges, the audience, the entire scope of like the vision was really captured quite well.
Nice, thank you. So you do something with television or something? I saw something like got it.
Yeah, yeah. So I'll give you the brass tacks of it, big picture. What we are doing, are you familiar with Marvel, and the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Marvel, yes, Marvel Cinematic Universe. I don't know, probably the company behind it or
Yeah, yeah. So the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you've heard of Avengers and Avengers Endgame and all that stuff, right? I'm sure.
yeah.
So that's part of what is called the MCU or the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So basically, whenever a movie comes out with the Marvel branding and logo, it's being considered as a part of the MCU or the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And then it kind of goes into derivatives of television shows where Disney owns the product or the intellectual property of Marvel. And whenever they make a TV show about Marvel, it factors into that Marvel Cinematic Universe. If they make a graphic novel or a comic book, it's all being filtered into that same universe. So what it is that I'm doing is I am creating what I could consider the Nattyverse. And the Nattyverse is intended to highlight natural athletes and individuals within this universe and promote them to levels of superstar quality. It starts with what I'm calling a TV show, which is referred to as the Natty King, where basically we select 30 natural athletes, 30 natural bodybuilders, and have them compete for a $1 million cash prize and be crowned the first ever Natty King. Now, the thing is that when we crown the Natty King, the intention is for this to be the face of the fitness industry and have them surpass that of the enhanced counterpart, which is like whoever the Mr. Olympia champion is, the Natty King is supposed to be a bigger name than that person based off of marketing promotion and the $1 million cash prize, which would be the biggest cash prize in bodybuilding history. So all those factors tie into why we're promoting it in this way.
Super cool, dude. Super cool.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
love it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So right now, I'm just going through the process of meeting my favorite natties, and just to like, do like a little virtual handshake, let you know about the project, and figure out where I can tie you in. Because the way I see it, we need 30 natural athletes to compete for the competition, but when it comes to the natty verse, everyone is invited to be a part of the Natty verse.
Hmm.
And me as the storyteller, it's just my job to figure out how do I tell your story in relation to what's happening in the Natty verse, understanding that the Natty King is like the flagship product,
Hmm.
but we get to tell other stories outside of just that one specific product.
Wow.
Yeah,
Can I ask you, where did you came up with this whole idea?
absolutely. Well, I'll I'll give you the most straightforward answer. I'm a very ambitious person. And I've noticed that when you attach your ambition to a very, very lofty goal, then your brain and your strategy and like the way that you visualize it expands in order to encompass the goal. So let's say 10 years ago, I had the goal of going down in history as the greatest storyteller of all time. And over the next 10 years, I basically had to come up with, okay, if I want to go down in history as the greatest storyteller of all time, how do we tell? Like, what is the story that gets told? Um, Natural bodybuilding became the focus 2 to 3 years ago when I discovered the fact that it existed. Like before, I don't know, 2021, the only knowledge that I had of bodybuilding was the fact that like people are taking steroids. You've got the Ronnie Coleman and the Jay Cutlers, and I didn't even know who Dorian Yates was 3 years ago. Like I've learned
Mhm.
a lot about bodybuilding in like the past 3 years, but I never paid attention to it because with my aspirations of storytelling and acting and filmmaking, while I've always liked having an aesthetic physique and, going to the gym and stuff like that, I never considered the sport seriously because I never had any desire to take steroids. I never had any desire to look like those guys. When I discovered natural bodybuilding 3 years ago on Instagram, that's when my mind opened up and I understood, for one, the fitness industry is completely screwed up because they're glorifying steroids, they're glorifying enhancements of cosmetic surgery, quick fix solutions where you want to have a nice body, but you're not really doing anything mentally or internally to achieve that nice body. You're just going for like the cosmetic appearance. So I basically developed a story around fixing the fitness industry by inserting natural athletes as the faces of the industry, as opposed to the way that it's currently presented.
Yep.
And obviously, it scales way out because, like, if we're looking at Marvel as an example, I um, I use this tactic which is called kayfabe. Kayfabe is a story device that I took from WWE. Are you familiar with that promotion?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So WWE superstars, they're like the wrestlers, right? Within the world of the WWE universe, which is another universe, just like Marvel Cinematic Universe and just like the Nattyverse, you've got the athletes and they're running these storylines that make the matches more compelling. So
Hmm.
it's like you've got John Cena, who currently is a heel within the WWE universe, and his whole storyline is like, I'm going to be the last real champion of WWE, and I'm going to take the belt home, and I'm going to retire, and they're going to have no real champions, and that's a huge threat. That's a huge threat to the WWE universe, right? So when I think about that, it's like, okay, we've got our 30 natural athletes, but we also get to tell a story about change within the fitness industry. And the way that I like to scale is like it leads into the fitness industry and it leads all the way up to achieving world peace over the course of a decade's work.
Yeah, so it's funny you're saying that because I have some books from Joseph Campbell,
Oh,
the
cool.
hero's journey and stuff like that.
Yep.
And
Yep.
yeah, I have multiple books from him. And I try to, in the second documentary, I just use some of those tidbits um, to, let's see the hero's journey a little bit more. Um, it's funny that you're saying that you're so busy with that in the storytelling phase. I love it. I love the idea, man. Amazing.
Yeah, yeah, and when I was watching your stuff, like immediately I was already because like whenever I work because I already see you as part of the Nattyverse because you're a natural bodybuilder.
Yeah.
So and I look at like that with all natural athletes. I see you as already a part of it. Then it's just a matter of like, okay, are you on the cast of are you on the roster of the 30-man roster or like are you doing your own thing? Like how are we telling your story in conjunction with the entire universe that's being built? I noticed that you were doing some martial arts in the documentary.
Yeah, I did it my whole life. So I started martial arts when I was the age of 6, 7. I got black belt Taekwondo in the age of 11, 12.
Cool.
Then did Muay Thai and eventually at the same time soccer. I was a goalkeeper.
Nice.
And at 15-year-old, like I stopped everything. And then for 6 months, I was doing anything. And I was like, geez, I love sports. I need to do something. I feel miserable. And then at 15 and a half, I started going to the gym. So that's, yeah. But
Love that.
big martial art background. Yep.
And you still practice like after age 15, like even when you started bodybuilding, you kept with your with your
Well, the thing
practice.
is, like, if you have been doing it like a small kid, it will always sit in your system.
Got it.
I know how to pull the trigger.
Love that. Love
Yeah,
that.
it's so ingrained, right?
Yes. So
Yeah.
I do want you to know, since the beginning of this year, I've wanted to figure out how to get martial arts in the story. Like big time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's it's I think a lot of people nowadays, when they look at bodybuilding in general, it's like always the stigma of like, oh, you're a bodybuilder, you're just one of those dumb meatheads, and it's so much more, especially in the natural realm. It's so much more, and it's so diverse what it can do for you in your life, not just from a physical aspect, but internally and everything else. Like nobody would tell that I play golf for fun. I love that, but try doing that with fully juiced body. It's a hard
Hmm.
thing to do with the swing. So
Yes.
it's very, the implications of natural body is so amazing.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
couldn't agree more. And we just got to get the message out.
Yeah.
And I believe in the power of storytelling to rewire a person's perception on marginalized anything, marginalized sports, marginalized industries, and like that's the intention for my life's work. I want to properly promote human potential across various fields, industries, and expertise.
Cool.
Starting with natural bodybuilding.
Yeah. So when is what is the plan in terms of the show, the 30 competitors? I think it's going to happen in 2028. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes,
Cool.
correct. All right. So now we kind of cross into brainstorming. I'll
Yep.
tell you what we have, and I'll tell you what the vision, and I'll tell you what how it's looking to shape up. So during the recruitment phase, which is the phase that we're currently in, like we're recruiting the 30 natural bodybuilders, that's going to go from now all the way up to 2027. I want to cast 10 athletes per year to have on the roster and build out the 30-man team to go into production in 2028.
Yep.
With that being said, I'm presenting it in the form of a TV show. I'm not married to it being a TV show. It could be a movie. I just need it to be epic. I don't care about so much the format, but I do understand that the scale needs to be huge. I need $1 million cash prize. It needs to be a historic win, the biggest cash prize in bodybuilding. Like that's required. Now, how it gets presented, it needs to be captured, it needs to be filmed, and there needs to be a kayfabe storyline around the entire thing that suggests that once the Natty King gets crowned, it is a catalyst to the future where the world achieves world peace. Like that's the way that we intertwine the story. With that being said, I understand that what probably needs to happen over the course of my career is a network, and when I say network, similar to like Fox Network or something like CNN or something of that nature. And within that network, I do get to produce films, I do get to produce TV shows, and I have all this access without needing to rely on people who don't really see the vision. For
Hmm.
instance, it's like I don't want to have to beg or try to convince someone at Netflix to see the vision if I know that like this is what's required in order to change the world. If you don't see that, then I'm not gonna, it doesn't,
Makes sense.
like, yeah, we just got to do it ourselves. So I'm fully down to do it myself. It's just like the amount of planning, the amount of networking, and the amount of fundraising, things of that nature. So
Yep.
like that's the stage that we're in, where it's like determining the actual steps in order to bring the Natty King into fruition.
Yeah. So just a brainstorm in
Yeah.
regards of the funding. Have you thought about it? Have you thought about live streams? Because
Yes.
the way UFC works is like you see all those
Pay-per-view.
cash prizes that is like crazy. And
Hmm.
I think if let's say the 30 athletes start utilizing live streams or tickets, you can get a long way.
I agree. I agree.
Yep.
Yeah. And my vision over the next couple of years, it includes celebrity endorsements. celebrity investments, angel investors, things of that nature. So there's going to be, by the time that we actually go into full production in 2028, there's going to be hundreds of people involved. It's a massive scale. It's not just the 30 athletes, it's the people behind the scenes. Like I said, I really only want to work with people who see the vision,
Yep.
understand the value, and are they align with it,
Yeah.
themselves. Like I don't have to sell you because
Yeah.
you're
100%.
already in it. Yeah.
So, what is your thought process when it comes down to international athletes?
100%. I'm like so on that. Yeah, no, I want a person from India just because there's a billion people over there. But yeah, I want to cross the globe, So and that's just precisely why I'm speaking to you. You're over in Portugal, right?
Yeah, so I come from the Netherlands and I live now here in Portugal.
Okay, okay.
Yep,
How long you been there?
1.5 year.
Okay, okay. How have you liked it?
It's amazing. The best
Yeah,
decision ever in my life for my family and my kids.
that's amazing. That's amazing. That's good to know.
Yeah,
And
man.
I also wanted to mention, I know that are you still being coached by, I want to say his name is Cliff?
Cliff Wilson.
Yes.
No, I'm not being coached anymore by him. I had him as a prep coach for 2023 and a documentary. And now I am with one of the biomechanics guys, N1 Education, Kasim
Cool.
Hansen.
Okay, okay. I'm not familiar with that name. I just literally, as I was watching the documentary, I just learned about Cliff like an hour before I turned the
Oh, he is
documentary on. Yeah.
OG.
Yeah. He coaches a good friend of mine. I've never met him in person, but he has this Instagram account called Natty News Daily,
Oh,
where they
yep, I know him. I had a podcast with him.
Leroy.
Yeah, Leroy. Yeah,
Yeah, he's
yeah,
cool people. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So I actually have a storyline for him where and like we'll keep this. I know we're recording, but this is like a storyline for like 2027 where like we cast him as like one of the last people on the roster. He's like just telling the news. He's like a news reporter, but then he's like getting brought into the roster. So it's kind of like an everyday man who's like getting called up to the big leagues kind of thing. So like
yeah.
that's like a potential storyline for him.
Cool, cool,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
How many guys do you already have for the 30?
We have five confirmed, and I do have a list of 10 this year that I want to confirm. So I'll give you the names. You might not recognize them, but it's me. It's my training partner. He goes by Valley Muscle. Then we have Josh Manoe, who typically competes in Muscle Mania Federation, which I don't know too much about that federation, but
I know
he's
that.
he's
Yeah, I know that federation well because it's where I started.
mm,
Because, like yourself, I didn't know in the Netherlands when I was competing. I didn't even know about steroids. Even me competing for the first time. Then on the first show, William Bonac
oh
was standing
yeah,
next to me,
Bonak.
and I said, "Dude, how do you get so big?" Uh, like I do everything that Arnold and Ronnie Coleman
Yeah,
are doing, drinking shakes and doing
yeah.
all this crazy rice, chicken, broccoli. And
Mhm.
then he said to me, like, Rico, um, we get so big because we use other stuff. That's the first time I heard about it. But there was no such thing in the Netherlands. And then I started to find out like international organizations. First thing pop up, Muscle Mania. But then you had Ulysses and Mr. Morris. You had Chol Soon from Japan. And I was like, at a certain point, you come in contact with IMBA, PMBA, WMBF, OCB, and then you think like, okay, Musclemania, you guys are in for the show and letting people like use pretty much everything they want, and it's like it's marketed as natural, but it is not. For me, it was like, okay, I need to get out of this quickly and get into
Yeah.
the organization.
So that's something I really want to touch on. And I for one, you're cool. I
Appreciate
think you're
it.
cool. Yeah, all right. So before I lose my thought, William Bonac, I saw like there's this video a couple months ago that I saw where he's claiming natural. Someone asked him natty or not, and he's claiming natural. Yet he's competing in Mr. Olympia.
Yeah.
The highest, the highest stage for a bodybuilder to date
Yep.
before the Natty King.
Yep.
The highest stage for like a bodybuilder to compete at, and he's a natural competing. Okay, so the other thing I'm going to say, based off of what you just said, one thing that I really want to place a high level of emphasis on, and this is something that WWE executes very well, which is like backstage politics. Backstage politics is a huge factor that I feel like gets entirely overlooked, not even just within the sport of bodybuilding, but within like sports in general.
Hmm.
Whenever it's left up to a judge or a referee or something of that nature, and like the audience is watching the Super Bowl, and like the person like raises their hand to make that catch, but they were on the white line and they didn't win the game. I want so far as my storytelling is concerned, I want to show the people who are having those discussions and are making those calls. You know, so
Hmm.
like I want to put the camera on the judges, I want to put the camera on the promoters, I want to put the camera on the organizers who are coming up with these strategies, ideas, intentions to properly create as much transparency so that when the Natty King wins, the audience has the entire story. There is no misunderstanding as to the deliberations, the decisions, the sequential order that
Hmm.
led to this person getting the crown.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's something like sports as a whole just like completely ignores, you
Yep.
know?
100%.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
So
So,
and you have the professor.
oh yeah, the professor. Yeah. Yeah, he's our newest addition. Yeah, yeah, he's incredible.
He's crazy.
Yeah. He might win the damn thing.
For sure.
Yeah. No, but it's actually funny. All right, so yeah, going over the roster. Thank you for getting me back on track. So it's myself, it's my training partner Valley Muscle, it's Josh Manoe, it's the professor who we just got, Oscar Moscat. Then we have Zach Moore. And Zach Moore, he's a fresh face. He hasn't competed yet. He's gonna be competing, I think, in 2 months, something like that. His first competition is going to be this year. He's got a great physique and he's a type 1 diabetic. So again, when it comes to storylines, his storyline is promoting diabetes awareness to his community and making sure that he gets the message out that like while he does have a condition, this condition does not limit him from greatness and success. So like that's his storyline packaged in a bottle. And then as we continue to expand the universe, I've got like a really cool because he drinks juice boxes to maintain. I'm gonna fuck it up because like I'm not scientific, but like for his condition, he has to drink like juice boxes. So I want to create his own line of juice boxes specifically for him that promotes his brand and stuff like that. And ideally, I would do that for all 30 athletes. You know,
Yeah.
find some way. It's like, okay, this is part of your story. This is your product, and you know, ship off with that. Very similar to like how WWE promotes their superstars.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome.
So, yeah. So those are the five confirmed, and then the other five that I want this year. Who like if they don't confirm, then you know it's interchangeable. Like the ball keeps rolling, the show must go on. We
Yep.
have to get 30 athletes. So the five that I have in mind that I want to get this year. Do you know Shizzy?
Probably maybe if I see him.
Yeah, he's more of a famous influencer, but he's like a friend of ours. He's got a great physique, but it's more so like he's got star power. And one thing I haven't clarified to you yet, Rico, is that of the 30, I'm looking for 15 star athletes, 15 persona type athletes who might not have the most winning records within the realm of natural bodybuilding, but there's something about them. They've got a draw. They've got a persona, right?
Yep.
And then we have 15 athletes who are like champions or vets. Like they've been doing this for 10, 15 years and they've got like some world titles around their belts. So
Yep.
like it'd be 15 stars and 15 champion OG veterans, right? In the event that like you were to come on the roster, I would probably put you with the 15 stars just because like you're a documentarian, you're a martial artist, you know, like we can build a very cool story around like what you've already done up until now, and then we would just scale it up.
Yeah, that was the whole point of the second documentary, where I showed the people because it was a comeback, and I didn't compete for 8 years because life happens. You get your children, and I was like, I'm so dedicated to make this documentary and freaking win with 3 kids because when I started my prep in 2023, my youngest son was being born at the same time.
Mm,
So it
mm,
was like people literally said like, "Dude, how do you do this?"
hmm
I said
hmm
like, "I have no idea. It's tunnel
Yeah,
vision. It's
yeah.
focus. It's just
Gotta be
doing it.
positive.
It's
Yeah,
crazy."
yeah.
Yeah.
How did you feel when it got to the end of the documentary and Cliff said that I think Rico has the potential to be one of the best light, I think he said light heavyweight?
No, no, lightweight.
Rico has the potential to be one of the best lightweight bodybuilders in the world.
Yeah.
How did you feel when you heard him say that?
You know, I know Cliff doesn't talk to the mouth, and he literally means that.
Of course.
And therefore, you know, it was yeah, how do I say it? It was overwhelming to see that he said that about me, and you know, no matter what, I will keep pushing to become one of those best in the world because I pushed it in a way myself. Like you either get the you either get the trophies around you, right? Or you're going to position yourself as the persona becoming one of the best in the world, which is pushing. I made my documentaries by myself, right? So I position myself into the world. It's not just, oh, one day I hope I'm going to be the best. No, I'm going to show them. And that's the whole point, you know? But so when Cliff said that, it's like, okay, I better start working.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally relate to that. And just for full transparency, yeah, like, okay, so I already explained that I've got an intended 10 confirmed for this year, but I totally see you as like a viable option. Whether it happens this year or next year, that's just like optics for the public perception, because I do see the value in a sequential rollout
Yeah.
of like, okay, this athlete just confirmed, and like now we're promoting this athlete on this day or this month, and then moving on to the next one. But I'm very comfortable talking to athletes behind the scenes and letting them know, like, hey, you're in my brain, right? That being said, I would say, like, let's say in the event that you were to come onto the roster, I think it'd be cool to like for you to do your documentary, like do the third documentary, only like now the documentary is like from your perspective. So like while we're making the Natty King product, you're a part of the product, but you're also making your own documentary from your POV of the entire experience of the Natty King. I think that'd be like really cool.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. You know,
Yeah.
it's one of the intentions that I always had is like natural bodybuilding needs to get out there. And no matter way in what kind of shape or form, this is the ultimate shape or form you're presenting here. It's like, dude, you your ideas like almost unreal, which makes it so freaking amazing.
Yeah, I definitely go for Unreal.
Yeah,
But like, you
marvelous.
know, yeah, that's the kind of storyteller I am. You know, it's like if it doesn't scare me, if the scope doesn't scare me, then
Not
like
worth it.
I need a bigger scope,
Yep,
you know?
100%.
So, yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
dude, that's cool. Okay, well, shit. How do you feel about acting, by the way?
Totally fine. I do
Okay.
YouTube all like for a long time already, so I'm comfortable with cameras, making content. So yeah, no
Cool, cool,
problem.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you give me Bruce Lee vibes.
Oh, Bruce Lee is one of the. He actually. Let me show you.
Yeah, please.
Yep.
Please, like my only real world hero, honestly.
Yeah. To be honest, dude, I have. Yeah, I'm in my office now. So this office is completely new. There he is.
Nice.
There
Yes.
he is, Jean-Claude Van
Great
Damme.
photo too.
Oh,
Yeah.
guys. So yeah, Bruce Lee is one of my big heroes.
That's cool. That's cool. Okay, okay, okay. All right. So, real quick, something I want to clarify. So I've got like 6 interviews scheduled today, which is like the most I've ever done in one day. So you're number one,
Cool.
and I just want to get the wheels moving. Um, so like you have familiarity with WWE. I really want to do a better job than WWE Universe in turning my athletes into bona fide superstars. So
Mm.
like typically WWE has like they've been able to successfully transition like 3 or 4 superstars over into Hollywood and have them become movie stars. I think that number's low for when you think about the breeding ground that WWE represents, where like they literally they hone your storytelling skills. They hone your ability for stage presence, talking on a mic, being engaged in storylines, things of that nature. So it's like I personally feel like they probably could have picked more viable, marketable WWE superstars
Yeah,
that can transition better into Hollywood. Instead, it's really just John Cena and The Rock
yeah.
and can't Hulk Hogan. Like those are the three that kind of went mainstream outside of that universe. I see the Natty King project specifically because of our physiques. We are the next leading men in Hollywood. If we want, if we want,
If we
we have the
choose,
potential.
if we
Yeah,
choose.
if we choose.
Yep.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah. So I want to make that clear to all athletes that like come on board. Yes, you're a natural bodybuilder and that's great, but again, I'm a filmmaker, I'm a storyteller, and if you want, if you choose, we can totally transition you into the next big thing within Hollywood and have like action movies and things of that nature.
You know, the thing is, that's why I said to you in once we were chatting, like natural bodybuilding misses one thing that bodybuilding had. It was their Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Thank you.
You know, we miss that.
Hmm.
And that's what we need.
Yeah, yeah.
100%.
And imagine 30 of them.
You know, I can envision already like when this thing starts to happen successfully, you create a situation where even the parents of your future wife will say, "Oh, you're a bodybuilder? Wow. Hey, super cool." Instead
Yes.
of what it is now, "Oh, please, no, don't bring this at home."
Yeah, yeah. It's
Bro,
completely changing
changing
the
changing
perception.
100%.
Yes,
Love it.
yes, 100%. And
Yeah.
it's healthy, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Because, like, and, you asked me at the beginning of this why I started this. And it's because I saw that the fitness industry, Hollywood, and the world is personally bankrupt from role models and
Yeah.
leaders.
Yes.
And again, it's like if we want to scale up to changing the world, I want to start with the fitness industry and promote role models within that industry first, then move into entertainment, arts, and culture through Hollywood, and then scale up to changing the world through proper leadership.
Dude, I love it.
Yeah, man.
I love it.
Cool.
It would be an honor to be on the roster.
No,
I can already say, bro, you know, whatever the case may be, I will be on it. If you're gonna say, hey, listen, Rico, we want you to have on the roster, hey, you have my go already, because it's what I've been doing like for so long with that same kind of vision. It's
hmm.
like, dude, I feel this. I feel getting
Yeah, man.
goosebumps
Yeah,
thinking
no.
about it,
Yeah, you just
bro.
sent it over to me. No, I really like you. I like you come off very stoic. I've always been like a big fan of stoicism. Your accent, because again, like I'm about casting and branding and we want diversity.
Yep,
So the way that you present is like very unique to you. I also get Bruce Lee vibes. I get like the fact that you're a martial artist. So there's a lot that we can play with to make you very specific to your journey. So I'm definitely in. So then it's just a matter of like let me finish talking to the other five that we haven't confirmed.
100%.
But we can probably get you in 2026. Not that like anything changes. It's
Yeah,
like keep doing whatever you're doing and understand that like we're going into production in 2028. And then between now and then, it's just networking, amassing funds, getting the word out, stuff like that. So nothing really changes from this conversation, but now you're a part of it.
cool, man.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, if you need anything from me, please let me know. I'm always open to talk. If you just want to think things through or brainstorm, I'm always open for
Yeah.
that, man.
Yeah. Quick question for you. What does the forecast look like for you over the next couple of years? Like tell me what your life looks like.
So my life looks like, well, we fully immigrated to Portugal. So we now bought our house here. Everything is established. Kids going to school. Competing wise next year. And then, so it's been a 2.5 year off season. And then, yeah, probably 2028. Depends on
Love that.
on the show. Uh,
I love that. See, this is what I'm talking about. Confident men. I love that. Like
yeah.
we're good. You and I are good.
Yeah, bro. So that's the thing. So yeah, I'm just a simple dude in that sense. Like I just work. I just freaking work. I work out. I come home, be with my family, and that's basically it.
Love that. Love
Yeah.
that, man. Beautiful. Yeah, same, same. I want to compete in 2026. I'm stuck in men's physique, so I want to get out of men's physique as quickly as possible. Yeah.
Where are you gonna compete?
I haven't decided yet. I'm working with a coach and he thinks I need to bring up my legs. I'm in complete agreement with him. So basically it's a matter of like how quickly can I get size on my legs and then we can pick a show for classic physique.
Cool. And which show? Which show? Which organization?
See, that's open to interpretation too, because the way I see it, I did my first two shows in NPC IFBB last year.
Mm.
But if this is supposed to be open to all natural athletes, even athletes within the NPC IFBB federation, we're like considering if they're natural, we're considering them. Specifically, people like Swole Ricketts. He's one of my like rivals who just got his IFBB pro card as a natural.
Yep.
So we are in talks with IFBB to see if we can actually use their athletes in this promotion. In the
Yep.
event that it does, that would also be another historic moment because historically they don't play nice with other federations. So that
Yeah.
would actually be a very big deal for the sport as well in
Yeah,
the event.
there's one tendency going on now, especially in Europe, because you have some German guys. Germany has one of the best natural bodybuilders out there, and there were two or three athletes from Germany who won the IFBB Pro, got their pro cards, even amateur invitation to the Olympia as a natural. Then what happened? They all transitioned to the dark side.
Yeah.
Too bad. Too bad. Those guys were big role models in Europe.
What I think one of the guys' names was Daniel Brusque, was it?
Yeah, and Patrick Teutsch.
Yes, Patrick. Yeah, I heard that he hopped on.
Yeah, too
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah. I mean,
That fires me up, bro. It's like,
and it's funny that you say that because it wasn't until honestly 48 hours ago, because I'm not in a rush to be the greatest storyteller of all time because when you think it, you believe it and you know it. So it's like the story gets told.
yeah,
But within like the past 48 hours, it really did hit me like, dude, you should have a sense of urgency about this entire vision
yeah,
because the longer you wait to tell this story and the longer that you wait to like make the impact, the more people are going to put themselves in positions where they don't have the proper inspiration. They're endangering their lives through the proper use of or the improper use of steroids. And then it goes into healing. This is a whole other thing that I'm going
yeah,
to be getting into discussion with later on. But like I'm aiming to heal generational trauma and athletes who are dealing with incidents that occurred in their childhood and then that's manifesting in their adulthood in negative ways. So
yeah,
that's where my sense of urgency has finally come from. Thank God. So
yeah,
so now I can move even quicker.
yeah, man. It's important. It's important because I can tell you from the 2015 documentary that got seen by 1.5 million
Yeah, I
people,
saw that.
the amount of people literally in my DMs were saying, "Dude, you saved my life. You
See?
saved bro, it was crazy. You saved my
Yeah.
life because of what I was on the verge using anabolic steroids. And it was not just one or two, it was multiple. So
Yes.
the impact was like, and now seeing it shifting our, again, like where we create, because natural bodybuilders become better each day.
Yes. Oh my
Yes.
God. Hey, come on, preach.
Yeah. And now we
Yeah.
have these athletes out of a sudden, Patrick Deutsch saying from, I'm the best, so I go to the dark side. Dude, now come on. You work so hard to put the word out, and now you're ditching it like that. It's
Yeah. Yeah.
crazy.
Well, I'm glad that you have those experiences that you can pull from because when you work with me, I'm all about like how do we create the most layers of your story to make it as impactful as possible. So I'm excited to work with you.
Love it, man.
Yeah, man.
Awesome.
All right.
Cool.
Well, shit. This was great.
Let's get it done.
Okay. I love it. I love it. Hell yeah. All right. Well, yeah, let's definitely keep in touch. Once I continue, like we're actually launching an app next month. So the app is intended to generate revenue,
Yep.
and once we actually start making some sizable income, we can actually start traveling. So you understand how this works. Like you get the vision. So
Yep,
we'll definitely be in touch, and I'm looking forward to meeting you in person and all the good things.
100%. Sean, thank you very much. And I will be sending you the link once I have it uploaded and stuff. I will go to the gym and pick my kids up. But once I have the link for the video, I will send it to you.
Love it, brother. All right. I'm looking forward to talking to you.
Keep doing what you're doing, man. I love it. I freaking love
Same
it.
to you. Same to you. We're on board now.
Let's go.
All right, bro.
Cheers, bro. Bye bye.